make sure that the position key is ahead of the line, because we want the particles to create the line. So make sure it's always ahead, the line. So if you see, this is what I'm talking about. So as you can see, it's already started. Okay, this is the basic method how you do it. So I'm assuming that you can, whatever the text you're writing, you can just follow this method and do the whole loop here. Go frame by frame. So I will pause it here and complete the loop, and you complete your loop, and I'll see you at the end of the loop. Okay, as you can see, I'm nearly at the end, so I thought that I should show you as a way of doing it, faster, which is you just click few frames ahead and just bring it here. You don't have to go each and every frame, especially when there's a straight line like this. Just create so where it bends, before it bends, just put a keyframe here, and then of course a keyframe here, and then a keyframe here, and then a keyframe here. So since this is a straight line, so we just go ahead, click, and we go to the top. So let's see the whole thing, how it looks. So I've made a quick one, so I hope it looks good, but you can take your time and go through it frame by frame and make it look nice. So as you can see, so let's fix our particles here. Also, let's first change these into easy ease, which is a right click, and if you can't see, it's keyframe assistance, and it's easy ease, which is also F9 you can get, so that gives a smooth motion to it. Let's change the particles first to 100, because we need more particles. Come down gradually, and we can change this to outwards, and life 1.5 is fine, because we want to keep it 1.5 seconds, because once they fall down, after they fall down, we don't want them to continue to linger there on the floor. We just want them to die after 1.5 seconds, so it continues to go ahead. And let's change the size over life here. Let's use, because I want the size to be a bit smaller when it starts, and then then while they're dying, they're smaller as well. Because if you've noticed, the sparks, welding sparks, when they start, they are small, and then in the middle they are big, and then they fall down, cool down, and then they end. So opacity is fine here, and transfer mode to add, because we want them to give a glow effect. And okay, if you want to, you can also increase the size here to 6 if you want bigger. And if you want the length of the sparks to be stretched a bit more, then you just change the shutter angle to 500, so that they look more stretched and they've got this Gaussian blur. But for now, we just keep that to 350. And opacity boost, you can change this to glow here to give it this solid glow. I would go for 30. The particles, when they end here, just go to particles, and again, and put a keyframe for the particles, which is over here somewhere. Hit U, and you'll see the keyframes of your positions. So when you reach here, just put a keyframe here for 100, and then when it reaches here, just turn it down to 0. So that the particles will stop emitting, and eventually they will die. As you can see, we've got some masking left here, so we need to cover that up as well. For that, we just simply duplicate this one, Control D, and bring it here somewhere. And again, we just go through the same process, just delete all these keys. Okay, close the other particles for now. Okay, delete these as well, and For now, just change it to 20 so that you can see the line while we are drawing. Let's go frame by frame again. Just put it on the side. Okay, so the line starts here somewhere at 8 seconds and 16 frames. So just bring it here. And again, we go frame by frame. Very quickly. There's not much here. Okay, this ends here. So let's put a keyframe. Let's first change this to, as usual, 100. And put a keyframe here. And when it reaches at the end, we just kill it. And then we've got this here as well. We again duplicate this, Control D. Delete this, delete this, delete this. Again, keep a few here. So now this part where this starts, bring a position here and put a keyframe there for position of the particular. Hit U, and then again go frame by frame. So I'm doing a rough one very quickly. Okay, and so when it reaches here, as usual, change the particles to 100. I hope you guys are following me. It's the same method, there's nothing new here. And change this to 0. Turn on the particles. Let's see a preview. Okay, as you can see that this, and when we reach here, the particles, they start a bit earlier. So we just hit U. As you can see, we've got a lot of gap here. So we just close this gap. The next step is the carved area falls on the floor. Okay, for text falling down, what we'll do is just go back to our text comp here, and we'll Control D, make a copy of it, and we just simply drag it in the final comp. Okay, so now let's Alt double click on the text to comp. We'll go inside the comp itself. We just come here and we just hit E on your keyboard and select the stroke and delete it. Delete all the parts and change the color to white and shadow to probably black for now. Let's see. So you go back to our final comp here and we turn this into a 3D layer. Anchor point. Let's move the anchor point to the bottom so that when we rotate it, it rotates from the bottom. Hit R on your keyboard. So put a keyframe for X rotation here, and we move it forward 90, and we come back here, put a keyframe for position as well, and hit U again. So what we want is, first we want it to roll like this, and then we want the position, then we want it to come down and fall on the floor. We just get position of the flooring, press P, which is 655. We come to the position and we change this to 655. So now it's exactly on the floor. So the whole thing is very slow. Let's make it faster. Okay, so when it hits down the ground, we want it to move up 3 frames. We want it to move up a little bit, let's say 648, and then we go further down a few frames. Copy this one, Control C, Control V, and so it comes fast and then it hits. Press F9, easy ease. Now again we'll move it up a little bit. Let's say this time probably 650.